as I recall, you were actually doing a fair amount of influencing and organizing at the end of the last
Yes.
session.
Hmm.
And it is right at the time when, strangely enough, when you are talking to somebody whose job is to broadcast news and views, think of it as a radio show. Although, of course, the way that it comes to people is probably through some sort of more computer like device, some sort of screeny pop up kind of device. That's how that people have. Or that, for example, like a really good one, because most people's is crappy, a really good one might be set up in a public place and people gather around and watch the
Right.
newscast, right? So, like people watching a TV in a store window, in an old movie. Um,
Right.
and so the one of the people who does this, because it's all just like people's opinions. It's like hardcore, dark web or indie radio station channel. Anybody who has a set can just start doing this. Um,
Right.
but one of the influencers, one of the people who's known for this is a journalist, no, a caster named Oaxta, Oaxta. And so you're talking with Oaxta when about the basically he's sympathetic to you and is going to be casting news and stuff about your efforts, kind of paving the way for you to be taking an important role in talking to this delegation. Um, at the moment, there's probably very bad and confusing efforts about exactly who on earth this delegation is actually going to talk with. I mean, everybody has their jobs, but it's not like there's a chief administrator. There's not like there's
Right.
a mayor. There isn't. Um, so they keep like wanting to contact the appropriate department, and there isn't an appropriate department.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's confusing right now. Um, so this may be a way to get yourself placed front and forward by sort of influencing the culture through these radio, you know, because everybody pays attention to these. There's hundreds of people who have these little stations that they're always talking on. Um, but this guy's got some pull in this. He lots and lots of likes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
Mm-hmm. So there you are having this discussion, and I'm sort of imagining that he's seated in this tall, crooked, metallic, skeletal-looking chair, and with all sorts of different like microphones and little things, scattered around. And so when you go and talk to him, he'll be leaning over and looking down at you, not in kind of a dominant way, but kind of like this is where he works. And so he's, looking over his desk, if you will. Um,
Right.
and so are you going to be standing on the ground when you talk to him? Are you going to, um,
Um, yeah. Well, yeah, that I mean, have to be true to who
mm-hmm,
I am. I would even imagine that even talking to these people, like there's probably like some type of hierarchy of like if you want to seem imposing, then your perch is higher than the other person's.
that's
You
been
know,
known to happen. Yes. Mm-hmm.
kind of like when people have shorter seats in their
Right.
office.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, but no, like I will be there. And yeah, I'll definitely basically, I'm hitting the bullet points that
Mm-hmm.
we're always hitting to make sure that the people get the message through repetition. Um, and yeah, just my the rhetoric about the working class people, and how the people in the spires are not the empire, how the empire is actually the working people, that nothing gets done um, by them without us, and that through true representation, um, that should come from equally from above as below, um, that we can get things done here,
Now,
and that yeah, we are here for the people.
remind me whether Lalak whether you succeeded in your role with Lalak in terms of readying
Right.
things. I think you had succeeded in that role, right? So she didn't go off and like get
Yes.
all militant yet. Right.
Yep.
Okay, good. Just checking on
Well,
that.
sort of like
Yeah.
basically like wherever we're going to be meeting this advanced team,
Right.
we were going to populate that.
Right. That's
with,
correct. The question is whether she would overinterpret that a little. So yeah.
No, she's on board. She's
Okay.
on board, or at least that's the way I understood it.
Okay, works for me. So many games, so many roles. Wanted to be sure about that.
That's right.
In that case, let's note as you are having this conversation, Oaxta starts making quick, like shut up gestures at you. Not
Right.
not hostile ones, but like
right, like right.
right. So and so sure enough, some of the constabulary representing the tower, who are posted down here, but effectively usually just like live their lives and are almost
Right.
more like, Freetown people, or at least their kids are, especially.
Right.
And they're it's like, a military thing. They're rotated in and out, but for fair amounts of time, like a year, 2 years, stints that they do. And some people who have more of an administrative role live down here permanently, but they can fly.
Right.
And you are now confronted by 3 such individuals, all of whom they've shapeshifted their faces so that their faces are very like stony and stern and kind of triangular,
Right.
pointed, unfriendly stares. And they are all armed with their shock sticks. And they are saying to you,
Okay.
and Oaxta is like punching buttons so that all this gets
Mhm.
recorded, for a
Right.
broadcast. And the one of them says to Oaxta, let it be known, Carnivix is fully compliant with the procedures as mandated by the tower for this event, and we're going to make sure that he understands it properly. There will be a brief period of discussion, as any properly understanding citizen should understand. Right? And Oaxta's like, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, right? And so you are about to go off and have a very long conversation that could conceivably last as long as the entire event. I mean, to
Right.
make sure you understand.
I will ask like the guy holding, the sticks, and I'm playing to the camera. I'll say, well, the people coming to talk, are they here to listen or just to mandate to the people?
They have their job. We have our jobs. You, of course, have yours. One of them kind of smirks a little bit,
Right.
I mean, you're whatever job Carnivix like technically has.
Right.
Probably carried out by a cousin or two, on a rotating basis. So that's my impression.
Right.
Yeah.
I work in sanitation.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So exactly. And
So
yeah, I
yeah,
was there Tuesday. Ask anybody. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. My time card gets punched.
Yeah. What more do you need?
Um,
So
yeah,
so anyway, the so yes, with the clearly one of the people, is well aware of, one of the officers, if you will, is well aware of this, and has a hard time maintaining their stony expression at the mention of your job.
right.
But yeah, so if you will, please accompany us to
Yep.
uh the what would they call it,
The meeting area or
the
something.
administrative debriefing and orientation center,
Okay,
right?
that's
Which
right.
has a lot of nice little rooms where people can sit for a while if they have to.
That's right, and be orientated
Mhm,
or reorientated.
exactly. And so that's where you're going to go, unless you want to make a roll about it.
Is it just me going, or is it me and my people going?
Well, they have decided that a number of people of different viewpoints and stuff need similar, but you're aware that they simply don't have the AVIX power to
Right,
actually conduct a true police operation. That's not possible in Freetown.
right,
So, and they've never done anything like that. I mean, these guys do their jobs, and their jobs are pretty comfortable. They do their 2 years and then they go
right.
back.
Okay,
And
well,
so but so they can't like round up all your people, but you're probably pretty sure that there's more. They're not taking anybody but you right now, but you're probably pretty
okay.
sure that
Well,
you're not the only one going off for a nice long conversation.
right. Is Oaxta coming? I'll
No,
ask.
no, no, they're fine with him. I mean, they're fine. I mean, he's going to get the message as to what should be broadcast by the fact that they've made this kind of show of force. You've actually never seen an arrest in your life. These
Right,
guys don't bother. They might
right.
pass it. What they want is no problems in their reports. That means somebody gets paid to crack a head somewhere, and they don't want to have to hear about it.
Right. Well, now this is where we're making the meeting. This is where we're having the meeting at, I'm assuming.
The big walk up is, and in fact, the one of the reasons why you might have gone to check it out is that some preliminary construction is actually occurring around its rim. Like uh, security arrangements, basically.
Okay. Well, I will give a nod to my lieutenant, um, and to have them go up there and set up while I go here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll go.
Okay.
It's like we'll see each other again, and I'll give them the nod to go set up because yeah, if there's going to be a meeting up there, I want my people up there and set up as well, inconspicuously, but I'll go because I have every confidence I'm coming out.
All right.
I
I
tell them.
see. Okay, well, in that case, you are, if not marched away forcefully, at least somewhat visibly taken. I mean, their wings in particular are very prominent, and the fact that they may actually fly a little bit instead of walking once in a while is extremely distinctive.
Oh, yes.
And they have their
Yes.
uniforms and their and the distinctive appearances, and so it's pretty clear. The cops are walking off with Carnivix.
Yeah, and I will walk.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll walk, and are they manhandling me or are they?
Well, no, they would have.
Showing me the way?
They would have if you tried to resist and failed the roll. Then you would be.
Right.
Then this would have been a very different trip. But right now, no, you can power walk and make your point all you want to.
Yeah. That's right. And I'll throw up whatever our universal hand symbol for like solidarity, and just another day.
You want that to be a
I'll
roll?
Say,
that could be a roll.
We'll agitate.
That could be. Oh, so this is agitation. All right, not settling down.
What?
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Which way are you going to milk this?
Behind me, it's like, yeah. well, I'm getting the people behind me. It's
Right.
like, yeah, they're taking me away, but I'm letting them know that in no way are they in control here.
You're
I'm
right.
in
So this is
control.
not going to be a perceived defeat. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
it's me. It's them coming with me there, as
Right. Right.
opposed to you know uh,
Hmm.
the other way around. Hold on, and what is my agitator infamous +2
Ah.
for that?
Well, you're in your
And
place. On the other hand, I mean, you are obviously being escorted. So therefore, we're going to put it in the middle at 2 dice.
okay, and yeah, I'm feeling froggy. I'm gonna spend, what do I got there? 5 dice. Yeah, we're going to make a point. We're gonna make sure we don't miss this roll. Because yeah, the people are like, yeah. But I'm like, yeah, you guys coming with me? Ah, wow.
Ah.
All those dice, I got one. I got one. So it's
Makes you
funny.
happy about that
All
little
those
pool
dice.
dice gamble, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, holy mackerel. So yeah, so um, if I may describe it, yeah, like I'm leaving and the people like they're cheering me as I'm walking and stuff, and uh high fiving, or maybe like there's, what? There is a procession in front of me there and a procession behind me.
Oh, wow. You're
As
accompanied.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
like maybe like the youth gangs are
Hmm.
there, as well.
Hmm.
And it's like, yeah, we're taking them there, and yeah, they're just waiting outside
Hmm.
as
Ah,
I go
right.
inside.
Well, that
We have
definitely,
them under
right.
siege.
Uh huh. Uh huh. I
So
see. Well, at this point, the delegation is going to be met at the base before the doors are open. So you're actually inside the tower, and the oops, helmet poofed away.